Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon from beautiful Miami. My name is Mariam Isa Al Ali Zastipin. I put God first. This is my story, and I have a purpose. I help others embrace their authentic self to serve a bigger purpose. Everything I do in my life, from the minute I wake up in the morning to the minute I go to sleep at night, is in service of something bigger than who I am.
That's right. And my name is Alexander Zastipol. My purpose is to bring out the strength in others so they can take full control of their life and gain all rights to their existence.
And welcome you guys to another, I would call it episode or show or live, whatever you want to call it. Clear and Conquer Live. We show up to you guys every single Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern, that 8 p.m. Dubai time. And every single week we come to you guys with a new topic that is a theme for the whole week, in which we hold you accountable with our accountability group, and also bring new knowledge that can be applied in the community that we are in. And today's topic is going to be fire. It's part one, by the way. We are putting this on 2 weeks because it's such a big topic and you cannot just cover it in 1 week. So
That's
right. The topic is going to be on financial literacy. Big topic. We did a lot of research on that, and then we looked into it, and you know what, this is a topic that we need to spend a lot of time with. So what is going to be happening, our intention from this live today, wherever you are watching us, guys, or you're watching the recording, is to help you learn the ability to gain full control on your money. I don't know where my money went. Oh my God, I got my salary. I don't know, it disappeared. The money has wings. The money doesn't have wings. It's just you're not paying attention to it. And we're going to talk about this today. What is the strategy? Why is it very important for you to do that? So with the stats, do you want to share the stats?
Yeah, and I also want to ask everybody a question. Are you satisfied with what your bank account looks like? And a follow-up question, do you even know what the bank account looks like, right? So what does that mean? Have you looked at it recently? I mean, just ask yourself, though, are you satisfied with what your bank account looks like, what your money situation looks like? Are you someone that's living paycheck to paycheck, right? I'm going to get into the stats right here, but start asking yourself these questions, okay? Because you want to be intentional about what you are going to be achieving in your life.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't even pay attention to this. So that's why we're going to help you. And a big piece of why we're going to help you is we know that 3.5 billion people around the world are financially illiterate. Okay? 3.5 billion people around the world are financially illiterate. They don't have financial literacy. And even in the US, here in the United States, where we're at right now, 25% of millennials say they are financially literate. The 75% is illiterate when it comes to finances.
Right.
Meaning they don't have a clue on the basics of it. They don't have a clue on even how to control their money, manage it, move it, invest it. A lot of those things they have no clue. And a lot of the times they just weren't taught, of course, but that's why we are here today, so we can help you get past these barriers. And then over in the United Arab Emirates, okay, there are 38% of people that are financially literate. So, and that's a general area.
Right.
So literally, this is a big piece, okay? And you have to know this is something that is very important. And then for those of you that are just joining us, my purpose is to bring out the strength in others so they can take full control of their life and gain all rights to their existence. And the reason why we are doing this today is so you can gain control over your life and all rights to your existence. We're helping you gain your rights. So Mariam, go ahead. And I would love for you just to share with people the definition of financial literacy. Because first of all, by the way, everybody, financial literacy, what does it even mean, right? What do we mean by financial literacy? So Mariam, go ahead.
I'm more than happy. By the way, for maybe some of you guys know this, I studied accounting and finance in college for 5 years. That does not mean I'm financially literate. I just know some basic. Doesn't mean that I am able to apply them. So I'm going to go back in time a little bit of the things I was learning in finance and also working in the finance industry for a while. So we always look up the definition of anything. We just go back to the source. We don't assume maybe it means this. We go to the actual definition and see what is the industry definition, what is the dictionary definition, what is the derivation of the word, and so on and so forth. So the definition we have for you guys today is financial literacy is your ability, your ability to understand and effectively use various financial skills. Let's break it one more time. It is your ability to understand the various ways to oh my gosh, it is your ability. Oh my gosh, happens to me sometimes. It is your ability to understand and effectively use the various financial skills. Examples of that is budgeting, personal financial management, investing, and so on and so forth. And today we're going to be tapping into some of this. This is not a financial course. This is just to give you an idea about why not many people look into this. And we're going to tell you one of the main reasons why people don't actually look into this. So if you want to know, if you say, oh my God, I'm financially literate, it means that you actually understand how to use the you actually understand how to use the financial skills with effectiveness. It means that you are able, you have the capabilities to understand investments. You can actually look at the finances and understand what does it mean. You know, what does revenue mean, expenses mean, debt. And again, we're not going to go so deep into financial statements today. We're just going to go ahead and explain it to you guys in general. So this is what it is. Financially literate means that you are able and you can use financial skills that you have with investing, budgeting, and so on and so forth for you to prosper in your finances. So this is in general what it means.
Yeah, and the whole point of today is to help you increase your ability to get control over your own money. Like, just continue to ask yourself these questions. Why do you continue to live paycheck to paycheck? Why are you still in a job that you absolutely despise?
Right.
Why are your finances like a roller coaster? You know, start asking yourself these questions.
Yeah.
And maybe your bank account stays the same. Like, maybe you have some money in there, but it's not moving. Okay, why is that not growing? Why are you not expanding right now? Okay, ask yourself these questions. And the whole point of today, like I said, is to actually gain the ability. And ability means skill set. You're going to learn the skills to be able to start taking control over your money, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's see here. So we want to share with you some of the things. Like we really want you to accelerate and get better at life. We want you to get results, okay? And in order to get results, you have to have the right information. But a lot of us weren't told this information. A lot of people don't even know how to balance a checkbook. Right? They don't know how to do it. A lot of people don't even know the differences between simple things like revenue, expenses, and debt. Okay? What are those things? A lot of people don't even know the difference between gross taxes and net taxes.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
He taught me about taxes. I didn't know about taxes, but because I moved to the United States, he taught me all about it. So it is an ocean of knowledge.
That's right. Yes. So the first thing, why are people not financially literate? Why is this? Okay. Maybe if you're thinking of some things, like just write that thing down, what you think it might be. We're going to share you with what we have found why people are financially illiterate. And the first thing is avoiding confrontation with their own financials. They are not confronting their finances. Okay. You aren't looking at it. Okay. What does that mean? Alex, I don't know how to confront my finances. It's very simple. We're going to actually show you of some of the ways how to confront your finances. But like, what are you doing? Like, if you're not paying attention to your money, how you expect your money to pay attention to you? If you have a spouse, kids, a good friendship, a mom, a dad, what happens when you stop paying attention to those people? Do you think they are going to stick around if you just completely cold turkey, like completely stop talking to them? Or maybe your kids, you talk to them once every 3 months. Or maybe your spouse, you're married to someone, you talk to them once every 3 months. How do you think that was going to work out? It's the same thing when it comes to your money. If you're not looking at it, it will not look at you, meaning it's going to leave you. Okay, it's not going to stay with you. Okay.
Yeah.
So actually gaining the ability to just confront your finances in the first place is a really big one. And
we're gonna elaborate more.
Yeah, we're gonna elaborate more. But that's one of the things that most people, like pretty much 98% of people, do wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mariam, go ahead and share the second one with everybody.
Yeah, this. I mean, just I have a quick thing on the avoid confrontation. Alex and I, we did this, by the way. Nothing we tell you here, like, no, me and Alex have been doing this for a very long time. No, for a good amount of our lives. We were not looking at our finances. We don't know how much is in our bank account. We go here, we max our credit cards, we have a lot of things going on. We don't really pay any attention to anything. And then we look at the bank account, oh my God, where did the money go? Anything you don't pay attention to goes away. So again, we're gonna be sharing a lot of examples of how we actually managed to do that. The second reason why people are not financially literate is because they lack the knowledge to plan their finances and future. Nobody taught you. I saw William here putting a comment. His parents were not. Nobody taught us. Nobody taught us in college, in school, how to manage our own finances. No one taught us that, there is something called revenue, money coming in, cost, money flying out, right? Which are like also your expenses. Debt, money that you can take to operate something supposed to be for the short run or for a long run if you actually study that, if you study the ROI, the return on investment, right? So here is that the second point is people were not taught. They don't have the knowledge to plan their finances. You don't know how to plan it. You get your salary if you are paying, someone's paying, you're working for someone, they pay you, let's say they pay you 5K. That's your salary every single month. That's your pay. But then again, by the second week, you have nothing. What happened? All the 5K gone. You only 500. You have 500 left. What happened? Where did the money go? Because nobody taught you how to plan. And we're gonna go ahead and share with you how we actually personally plan our finances with everything, with our business, with our expenses in the house, whatever it is. Everything needs to be under control. So this is the second reason, Alex. That's why people are financially literate, because they lack the knowledge. They don't have the knowledge. They don't have the right information on how to go ahead and plan my finances.
Yeah, and thank you for everybody that is just joining us here. We're talking about financial literacy and how you can actually gain the ability to get control over your money. It stinks when you don't have control over it. And I remember at one point I wasn't doing this at all, and everything went completely out of my control to the point I was making decent money, but I wasn't able to keep any of it.
Right.
It all went away. And I found out that one of the things I was doing, and I wasn't literate about, I wasn't financially literate about, I didn't know about this, right? I wasn't told to look at this, is I found out that I was spending $700 a month on going out to eat. And I was single at the time. So I was spending $700 a month, which is about $8,400 a year just on going out to eat, okay? And you can get, that thing way down. That didn't include groceries or anything like that either. And I also found out that I was spending a lot of money going out with my friends and things like that. So I started looking at those numbers. We're going to get into that. But I just wanted to share that story. I was completely unaware that $700 a month was just going bye-bye to something that I wasn't even paying attention to. So obviously I did not have any control. Obviously I wasn't very financially literate. Obviously I was one of those people that was doing a lot of these things wrong. Yeah, so it's pretty crazy. And when you start looking at things, it's crazy. But the third thing I want to share with everybody is they think it's complicated. Folks, it is not complicated. I promise you that. And it might look complicated, and we might be talking about some terms and you're like, whoa, what does that mean? Maybe some of the things we have talked about already, you're not sure and you're uncertain about what those things mean. Okay, but if you just go and make a commitment to your money, you're gonna be able to find some answers. And most people think that they have to go and research like all of these different things and all of the definitions of things and learn about the stock market and learn about Bitcoin and do all these things when in reality, it is extremely simple. And we're going to share some of those simple things that we do in our lives that we have done and we have complete control over our finances now, like 100% complete control.
Yeah.
And we know exactly how to grow it now. We know exactly how to multiply it. So anything you want to add to that, Miriam?
That's perfect.
Okay.
You know, you would think it's complicated, but we'll go ahead once we get to the solutions, because every time, for those who are tuning in, this is a Clear and Conquer Live. I come to you guys every single Tuesday. This is my husband, Alexander. We own a company called Clear and Conquer here and based in beautiful Miami.
Yes.
So I would like to jump into the fourth one, if that's okay.
You absolutely can, yes.
The fourth one is they underestimate the importance of it. I have my 401k, it's fine. I have التقاعد, my retirement salary will be there. Oh no, it's not as complicated. I will go with the flow.
I don't have time.
I don't have time. It doesn't matter. Like, why do I have to get worked out about this? You should be okay. You should be fine. And in no time, we'll be like, one day it will hit you. Where did the money go? You might think you have 100 or 200k in the bank, and maybe let's say 6 months you're not paying attention to your bank account. Where do you think the money will go? The money will disappear. It will go away. It will not be there anymore, right? So the idea is, if you don't put an importance into this right now, and we are approaching what could be another financial crisis. We don't know, economical crisis.
Mm-hmm.
That's maybe a topic we can talk about as well in a second. But if you don't plan it, if you don't understand the importance of it, there will be a time you'll be like, it's too late, or I cannot do this anymore, or whatever it is that you want to tell yourself. So sometimes it's better for you to prepare, because when something knocks at you, it doesn't come in like nicely. Something just happens to you. Right? And we think so much about the expenses and the cost, and oh my gosh, how much it's going to cost. And instead of us looking at the revenue part of this, which is we're going to talk about in a minute. That's what I have to say about this. Yeah.
Yeah. And look, it's time for you to get control over your own finances. It's time to start paying attention to these really, really important things. And if you don't think it's important, if you don't think you have enough time, you're simply not making it a priority. And you're therefore not making really important things, including the well-being of your family, your friends, your community.
Right.
You're putting that off to the side, because when you put the money off to the side on this planet, we need money to get and buy things and move forward in the world, just to get the simple things in life.
Exactly.
And when the next recession hits, okay, because there always will be another one, by the way, and you get laid off, you get a pay reduction, or you're one of the people that get to keep their job, don't blame the market. Blame yourself for not being prepared on something like this.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you just simply study, this is something that people don't tell you. So I'll tell you right now. On average, every 7.5 years, there is a recession, which is by definition 20% or more pullback in the market.
Mm-hmm.
That's like on the indexes. There's a couple other indicators, but to make it simple, that's the biggest one you would look at. And we're pretty close to that right now. But what are you going to do the next time something like that happens? I personally believe, my personal opinion is it's happening right now. But I don't have a crystal ball either. I never will have a crystal ball, right? So what are you going to do to prepare? Like, the time is now. You can't keep on waiting for the perfect situation. Don't keep on waiting to look at these types of things and start learning about money itself.
Right.
Like that's what a lot of the successful people do, is they learn in depth about money, how it's used, who uses it, how to multiply it, how to even keep it in the first place, how do you make it, how do you make more of it, how do you multiply how much you make, right? So what of these things are you doing? That's what I want to ask you, because this is about you. When we come on here, this is about you getting better results in your life. And I just, it's frustrating when you're not getting by, right? When you're stuck in the same spot, you're in depression mode. But there's things that you can do to prepare. There's things you can do to get out of those situations.
100%.
So the next piece that we're going to share with everybody is go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry, I got excited there. Sorry, go ahead.
So what can you do, right?
Yeah.
Like, Alex, okay, good, awesome. You told me all of these things that I already knew. Or maybe, okay, now I didn't know these things, but now I do. What do I do, Alex? What do I do? So we're going to share with you ways that you can become financially literate. And this is the piece that we want you to be able to execute on and be able to use, right? The very first thing is what we do every single day, all of the time.
Every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell them.
We confront our finances.
Yes, we do.
Okay? And the definition of confront simply means to go face to face with something.
That you don't want to look at, by the way.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So like it's going face to face with something. And like most people try to like look the other way, they ignore it. Like if I was on here and I was just looking over here the whole time, how would you feel? Okay, like, and the analogy I used earlier, if you continually didn't confront your spouse, you fought all of the time, but you never solved the problem, you just ran away from it, how do you think that problem is going to work out the next time it happens? Do you think it's going to come back? Do you think that same problem is going to come back? Well, probably, right?
Right.
So when you confront something face to face, you are looking at something, and it can definitely be something like your finances that you don't want to look at. And then maybe you could have a whole bunch of reasons, right? Maybe you know that it's right around $0. Maybe you know it's $300. Maybe you know it's $5,300. And you're like, oh, I kind of know. Well, what happens when you don't look at it, it will stop looking at you and it will leave. Okay? It's very important to look at where your money's going and how much is coming in. It's a very simple thing. And we teach it in my accountability group. For those of you that are in my accountability group, we're going to be going over the exact plan, exact way to structure it out. Of course, because I'm holding you accountable to this. And in this group, I specifically help you design the solution. But today we're simply giving you something that you can do yourself, and maybe you don't have the exact structure, but you can at least use this right away. You can at least look at it. Okay.
Absolutely.
What would you like to add, Mary?
Yeah, this is the thing that Alex and I did, like when we got engaged and then we got married later on. This is something we both were on the same page with. We need to confront our financials every single day. Every single day we need to look at our finances. Neither of us felt uncomfortable or
felt comfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
We didn't feel comfortable yet.
At the beginning, I mean, with us it's fine, but I'm talking about confronting the financials. It was not comfortable.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes.
for us together,
Yep.
like it was the first time that we are sharing our finances with someone else, and now we're saying, this is how much money I have. This has how much money comes in my account every single month. So we had to look at it. We had to look at it, right? And it's not easy, guys. Looking at your money is not easy. And sometimes you don't want to look at your money because you're not proud of the number. You're not happy about the number. That's why you don't want to look at it. And by the way, you don't look at it, it's going to disappear anyways. So one thing, I remember when we started doing that, it's hard sometimes to see, oh my God, this is how much money is coming only? And this is the only much money we have. Some people will be like, count your blessings. Always we count our blessings and we're always grateful, but we're not satisfied because we can always do more for us and for the community around us, right? And if you guys have a spouse or you have a partner, you need to look at your financials together.
Every single day.
Every single day. And again, if you say, oh my God, I don't know my partner, I'm not here to give you relationship advice. But if you cannot trust your partner with finances and you don't know how much both of you guys have as a unit, I'm going to tell you other things will be happening. I'm not going to go into details about this. This is not a relationship session. It's a finance mechanism that Alex and I have been using. We've been looking at our financials. We know exactly how much we both are making. He has his company. I have my company in Dubai. It's merging right now. Well, actually, it's but it's everything is coming together now, and it's all coming there all at once. And the idea, guys, is confront it. This is the best. Like, I'm so like grateful to God that He showed us this mechanic for us to do it. And by the way, if you are part of Alexander's accountability group, they will actually show you the design. Like now we are talking live on Instagram, live on the different social media platforms here. But the actual mechanism, Alex is going to be sharing it this Sunday, and there's another tool for next Sunday, because financial literacy, we're going to be talking about it for 2 weeks, and today is only part 1.
Yes, today's only part 1. So here's the thing: once you confront your finances, you can actually do something about it. When you don't look at it, you're not going to be able to come up with a solution because you don't even know what's going on.
Exactly.
It's like going into your going like with your boss. Maybe your boss, you have something like tension with them, but you decide not to look at what the actual problem is, like what is the root problem of the situation. Like you don't dig deep enough, you don't confront it. If you don't confront it, you're going to have that same issue over and over, and it might be uncomfortable because they would be appearing to be superior to you, and maybe you think that they're bigger than you, so you don't want to go to them, or maybe they think they're too big to talk to you, and you would just want to confront a situation like that. And there's different ways to confront. That's a whole different thing. But if you don't do that and you don't confront, the problem will stay there. Like if you don't look at this problem here, it's going to stay there. Like if you don't confront it and you don't actually go face to face with it, it will stay there. And not only that, it's going to get bigger. It's going to become bigger.
Yes.
And it's going to keep on growing. And then you're not only living paycheck to paycheck, but now you owe money in taxes.
Wow.
You not only owe money in taxes, but now you also owe money to your friends that you can't pay.
Right.
And you can't pay them because you have these obligations that if you don't do this, you're going to get into big trouble with not doing those things.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's what happens when you don't confront it. Things get out of control, and you might think that maybe it's a little bit out of control. It can definitely get worse, okay?
Yeah.
So it could get better, but what are you going to do to make it better? Because it's not going to get better unless you actually look at it. I can't stress enough how important it is to confront your own finances every single day. Because if you just have to, at the very bare minimum, at least look at it. Do you know how much is in your bank account right now? In each one of them? Exactly. I look every single morning. And then we confront it again. I just take 15 seconds, 30 seconds to look in the morning, and then we actually go deep at night every single day.
Right.
And it changes during the day too, by the way. So you want to look at it every single day. It's just so important. When you do this, you'll actually be able to get back control over your finances. And then you can actually do what we're going to go to next. And actually, hold on here.
Yes, right.
Yeah. We're going to go to next here, which is
planning.
Yeah.
Great. Now you're confronted. You're happy or not happy with the number. Now, as Alex said, you have to do something about it. And something about it means planning. And the plan that we talk about here is how much revenue you need to make, how much production needs to come in. Especially if you are a business owner, if you have like a paycheck, you can also do it. But again, maybe you are working for someone, and also maybe you have a side hustle. You're also working with your own business. So there's always something that needs to be done about it. Focus on revenue. A beautiful advice that we got from Uncle G, Grant Cardone. We went to his very first mastermind where we actually met.
Yeah.
He said, focus.
Yeah, so here's the thing. You have to pay attention to the first part at the very minimum, but you also have to do this, and a lot of people completely miss this part.
Yeah.
And it's focusing 95% of your attention on the income and only 5% on the expenses.
Exactly.
Okay? We don't spend all day thinking about the expenses, focusing on it, worrying about it. We focus on, hey, who can we help? Who can we help to transact and make a transaction? Because that's exactly when we help solve someone's problem, which will bring inflow to us and inflow to them.
Exactly.
We simply ask ourselves, how can we do that right now? 95% of the day is like that. 5% of the day, every hour, every minute is thinking about the expenses. And we only spend 15 minutes on that.
Exactly.
It's probably less than 5% even. And when you start doing that, a lot of you just want to cut expenses and cut this and cut that, cut the the phone bill for a little bit. Cut your going out to eat in half. Guys, your expenses, what can they go to? How many of you know how low can your expenses go? How low can the debt go? How low can it actually go? How low is it? How low can it possibly go? Well, if you don't have any shelter or food, it can go to 0. But there's only a certain point to where it can go down to. Okay, maybe it's $2,000 a month, whatever that bare minimum is. That's the lowest it can go.
Right.
Okay, but the absolute lowest it can go is 0. Debt and expenses. Okay, you're always going to have some expenses, but debt is going to go to 0. What can your income go to? Okay, think about this. What is it? What can your income go to? Maybe you're limiting yourself and you're like 300,000, 1 million. Your income can go to infinite.
Infinite.
It can go as high as you allow yourself to think, but you don't allow yourself to even think that big.
Right.
Maybe you can't even think about 1 million right now. Maybe you can't think of 10 million. Maybe you're at like 300,000. You're like 10 million. That's not possible. But it is. Because if you actually study the successful people, you study us, we have been in a point where we were in the same exact situation where we couldn't think that big. Okay. And now our company is flourishing in such a massive way. We never dreamed that we could actually flourish and prosper this much.
Exactly.
Okay. So, but you can't get to this point here until you actually start confronting it.
Right.
Until you actually confront your finances, then you can make a plan on how you are going to create more.
Exactly.
And construct more, build something massive. Okay, what is it? And then you can start asking yourself some different questions too, like how is this going to impact my family? Right? You have to start figuring out the why of these things too. Like if you're just looking at the money just for the paycheck, you're going to keep on living paycheck to paycheck. If you keep on thinking of just making $8,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, maybe, if you only keep on thinking in terms of that and not based off of your dreams, you will continue to only make that much. And most likely you'll have more problems than ever, such as maybe the cat keeps on having to go to the vet. Maybe you keep on having the same financial problems over and over again. It's literally because you're not thinking big enough and you're limiting yourself. So coming up with a plan, go ahead. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the plan as well, guys, think about it like how much revenue can you make? Like look at your products. What are the products you guys actually have?
Yeah.
What are the products you guys actually have? So and how much can you actually sell them for? Do you actually provide packages? Do you have different ways that people can pay you? Every single week, what is your revenue target every single week? How can you get to that target? How much products do you need to sell? How much services do you need to provide? How much well can you stretch it out? And you can definitely find a way for that. But it will not happen without the first step, which is again, confront your financials. You need to know how much money you have in your finances, right? How much money you actually have in your bank account for you to plan how much do you need. And when we say how much do you need, like Alex said, it's not about how much expenses do you need to come up with, how much money do you have to come up with to cover the expenses. It's again, how much you can actually do to flourish and prosper. And the plan, guys, instead of we were hearing this yesterday, don't ask for $1 million. Ask for how can I help 1 million people.
Say that again. Say that again.
always think this. Don't think about the number of money. It's, as Alex said, it's infinite. It's about the number of people. How many people you should be asking? Flip your mind. It's an abundance mindset, guys. There is enough for everyone. So think about it this way: how much money? Instead of saying how much money should I make, you should ask how many people can I help.
How many people can you help? I hope everybody is getting this. How many people can you help versus how much money can you get? Because
here's the thing, with helping people, maybe again, for everything Alex and I were doing, 90% of the things that we do, it's free. 10% is with the people who actually want to do something with us, mentorship, accountability, purpose, or any of our programs. That's again, it's based on what they need. And if someone want to go deep dive with us, they do that. That's again from the 10%. 90% of people, not everybody buys from us. Some of us they will maybe do something with us later on, but many people will never do anything with us anyways. But the idea is to help people. It's prosperity, it's production. How many people can you actually help with that? Because again, if we can help you with your finances and we can help you understand how to confront and how to plan, you're gonna make more money. And how that's going to be helping you and helping your family and helping your relationships and your community and even the whole of mankind. When you know how to make money, the broke is not the broke who doesn't have money. The broke is the one who stops going after it. You stop going after it because you say it's not going to happen for me. I'm just going to be sitting in my own bubble and not look for something else. So planning for it. So that's what I would like to add on point number 2.
Yeah, and when you actually have a plan, it gives you so much more confidence. Like once you have like all of this in place, there's multiple things, right? Like you have to have goals too. You have to have dreams. A lot of us were told to stop dreaming for some reason, by the way. Like we were told to like, no, don't do that. Don't think that big. So it's like, you got to make the money. Like you have to get a job so you can provide for your family. You gotta get a job to get, just go get a job. Just go get any job, even if you don't like it, right? Like they're not saying anything about following what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Nobody's telling you that, right? Except for us.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Miriam helps you find your definite purpose in life, and that's like the top piece, right? Once you have that, you can start creating a plan underneath it. But like if you're just going to work for money, you're not going to reach the people you need to reach. You're not going to actually prosper. Like if you're literally just going for the money, like don't expect the people to just start following. You have to be of service to people. Like Miriam said, this is so important. Don't think in terms of making $1 million. Think in terms of helping 1 million people. And if you start doing the math on 1 million people, by the way, you can start thinking about the money if you want. All you would have to do is from 1 million people, get $1, and then you have the $1 million. What if you get $100?
There you go.
That's $100 million.
Exactly.
$100 million. $100 from 1 million people.
Or think about it. Think about it from this perspective. When 1 million people know who Alex and Miriam are, 900,000 will not transact.
Yes.
You have 1 million, they transact at an average of $1,000. That's $1 million, right?
It's 10 million.
No, whatever.
Yeah.
100. They transact at 100. But what I say,
$100.
me in finance. See, you have to find your purpose. Look what happens. I was doing finance for 8 years. It's not my thing. You know, I cannot even calculate how much is whatever. Oh my gosh. So
actually 10,000 you said? No, it'd be 100,000 people. Yeah,
okay.
10 million.
So we need. So guys, we get the point. It's not about that. It's about. So what about the 900,000 Miriam who will know about my services, use some of my products, and even sample them, and they don't buy from me? You don't have an abundance mindset. When you find your purpose, you understand it's not about you, Habibi. It is about helping everyone else who are involved in this. You know, it's all about helping other people, guys. It's not about you. Maybe you were told to be selfish and just mind your own business and do what you need to do for yourself and don't worry about other people and
don't talk to strangers.
Don't talk to strangers. You know, there is a saying in Arabic. If you are not a wolf, the wolf will be eating you. You know, it's like a war. It's like something that, oh my God, I'm gonna take it or you're gonna take it from me. It's abundance, guys. So sometimes even if we lose deals or something like that, we go off to the next one, and off to the next one after that, and off to the other person. You know. But you know, Maryam, I did this presentation for someone for 2 hours. I added so much value to them. They didn't transact with me. It's okay. They got the knowledge. So what? I do a lot of free purpose sessions. Free. I charge for like a private sessions for like 10K for you to find your purpose. Some people come to my express sessions for purpose and they don't pay anything. That's okay. I will not say, oh my God, they took all the free information. I worked so hard and they did gathering this. It's okay. They're gonna go and use it for something else, and the blessings comes from someone else. It's okay, guys. It's an abundance mindset. You need to plan. You need to confront your money, and you need to find a plan onto how to go ahead and execute with that.
I think there's a saying: poor planning leads to piss poor performance. Like a poor plan leads to piss poor performance, I think is the saying.
Wow.
And if you don't have a plan in place, how do you expect anything to happen? And I think some people think that they just want to live in the moment. They just want to do and kind of just go with the flow and kind of just do things the way it's going and kind of just go with it. Well, what happens when you do that is that might be good for maybe a year or two, but what you stop losing control. Or so you start losing control. You start completely losing control, and then you end up losing your job. You blame the manager. You blame everybody else. Then you get a pay cut.
Mm-hmm.
You get a pay cut, and you blame everybody else.
Wow.
You lose half of your 401k because the economy drops by 50%. You blame everybody else.
Wow.
You lose something. You lose your house because you did not plan.
Mm-hmm.
And you blame everybody else. You're at a job that you absolutely hate, and you blame the job.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't and say anything about yourself. You don't have any responsibility. You don't go and look for what you're supposed to be doing. Okay? So when you don't have this plan in place, don't expect things to just randomly come at you. When you don't have that plan, things are going to knock you on the head, and you're going to blame everything else. Everything and everybody except for yourself. You're going to play the victim. Like, I can't believe this happened to me. I can't believe this. When you start confronting everything in your life and you start looking at it and actually have a great plan in place, because here's the thing. When you have this plan in place, aligned with your purpose, aligned with your goals for your family, your friends, your community, your country, your church, your own spirituality, and therefore helping God, okay, and therefore being what God meant for you to be, being guided by God, mm-hmm. And what He set you up to be. Like, He created you, He gave you all these gifts, right? So what are you doing with them? Okay, when you have a plan, you now have that plan in place, you will have more confidence. You will have more trust in yourself. You'll be excited to wake up in the morning. You'll be excited to go to the gym in the morning.
Right.
Okay, you'll have all of these things aligned, and yes, you'll still have problems.
100%.
But you're going in the right destination. You're going in the right direction, and you'll stop blaming everybody else, and actually have some control over your life.
100%. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Go ahead.
And the last thing, guys, so for those who are tuning in just now, we are here at Clear and Conquer Live talking about this topic of financial literacy. So financial literacy is, when you have the ability and the understanding of using certain financial skills. So now we are at the last part of it. So how can you become more literate? We already spoke about confrontation, planning, and the last thing is investing in knowing about finances.
Yeah, and one thing before you start, real quick, every Tuesday we come live, everybody. So we're doing this type of thing every single Tuesday. Sorry, I just want to add that for everybody.
Exactly. Thank you for that.
Yes, every Tuesday at this exact time. Yes.
Thank you. Yes. So going back to the point, invest in financial education. Invest in your financial education, right? So what does that mean, Miriam? I don't mean go to college and get a finance degree, or go ahead and do 2 years of something you don't want to know about or you don't want to learn. That doesn't mean what it is. You can do it in 2 different ways. It's whether you get a mentor, and that mentor can actually help you with that finances, or you can go ahead and do it yourself. Definitely you can do it yourself. There are like thousands of resources online that they can actually teach you about simple things about, the basics of any financial statement, the revenue, expenses, debt. How can you actually do that? In our accountability group, because we're going to share with you guys the exact sheets that Alex and I use every single week when we confront our financials, right? We're going to share it all with you. What do we put in them? What do we look at? How do we look at the expected estimated income or cost for that month? What do we do about it? How do we plan for it? How do we execute it? So we can. Alex is an option. He's definitely one of those people who I've learned so much about when he's talking about financial literacy. And as you guys can tell, like, he has all this different knowledge that can help you guys with this. So if you want any financial advice, or you need someone to help you with your financials and you're looking for a mentor, Alex will definitely help you with that. We already have people who are helping them with this privately. They come with us. They have these financial struggles that they are facing, and we can help them increase their revenue, and look at their cost. Look at their cost, right? As we said, 95% of your time should be going on revenue, 5% should only be going on to cost. So here is the thing, guys. There is always a way for you to go ahead and learn about it. It's not difficult, guys. It is not complicated. Someone might told you it's complicated. Maybe you didn't learn about it before in your life, and so on and so forth. But the idea is for you to go ahead and learn about it, guys. Imagine like 33% of this whole world are financially literate. What about the rest? 2/3, they don't know anything. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what they don't even know the difference between expenses and debt. That's a huge difference, and they don't even know the basics of a financial statement. They don't know the different, like how to calculate their taxes. They don't know nothing about this. You know, a credit score. This is something I learned when I came here to the US. You know, I learned it from Alex, right? So there's a lot of things that you guys need to be aware of. Being ignoring knowledge about finances is literally not confronting it. And one day you're going to look at your finances and say, oh my God, how did all that happen? How did this whole money disappear? Why didn't I have it in my life? And so on and so forth. So the idea is to go ahead and invest in it. Don't be stingy with your prosperity. Okay, don't be stingy. Hold on to your money and thinking, oh my God, why I've been working for corporate for 5-6 years and I don't know where all my money is. Why do I finish every single year at 20K? You need to understand what you're missing, right? So even if it means paying someone 5K or 10K to give you some knowledge and education upfront that you can use it for the rest of your life. How old are you? 26, 27, 30, and you don't know anything about financial literacy? How do you want the next 30 years to be? Is it going to be the same as the past 30 or more prosperous and more like you have more wealth and you have more freedom with your finances when it comes to that? So again, guys, I cannot emphasize this more. I learned it myself. I had to learn it because it is knowledge. If you are not financially literate, it's going to come and bite you later on. It's going to be reflected in your bank account. It's going to be reflected on the debts. Some of you guys take debt without a plan on how to pay that debt. You know, you buy a car. This happened a lot in my community growing up. Some people like graduated from university, they go get their first paycheck, they go ahead and get a Lamborghini, and get a Lamborghini loan to buy a Lambo. Why do you want that one? You are 23 or 24. You didn't even earn it. You're taking debt. You're taking debt to buy shoes or to buy jewelry or to buy or go on like these expensive luxurious trip that you know you cannot afford, and then you are deep in debt. Or some of you guys, you get married and you go ahead and you take a loan 100, 200K to get married. In the Middle East, it's expensive, right? You take the money and then you go ahead and you say you invest it, but then again you are spending money on a lot of unnecessary things, and you are in debt towards something that is not beneficial, right? So even if you are gonna take debt, you should have a plan on how to pay that debt. I remember the only debt I took was only on the last year of my college, was when I did it for my PhD, but I had a plan on how to go ahead and pay back that money, you know? And that's again a debt I will take over and over and over again because it is me investing in myself. So how are you guys investing in yourself? Maybe some of you guys hear about the financial literacy first time from Mariam and Alex today. I don't know. Maybe you heard some new information from us, but don't allow it to stop here. You have to go do your own homework now, or just join our accountability group. This is the easiest thing I would actually think of. You know, the easiest thing, join our accountability group. We hold you accountable for your finances for 365 days. And for this weekend, we're gonna actually have a very specific session on financial literacy that the group within this community will be able to look at their finances, confront it, plan it, put a plan to how much to generate revenue and maybe reduce cost, but we don't talk much about reducing costs. All the problems, all of your financial problems get solved with one thing: production, productivity. That's it. The more you produce, the less you will think about your expenses, because now you are thinking about the bigger picture.
That's right. Yeah, and it's clearingcocker.com/store. for those of you that want to join. And we have a couple different options. You can also reach out to us, by the way. If you go to our website, clearandconquer.com, you can just schedule a time with us, and we'll get to be able to connect with you. Yeah. And so, like, I just know at one point in my life, I lost control of this, even considering I owned a business since I was 13 years old. I started a business when I was 13, grew to $100,000 in sales in a few years when I was young. And that was because I spent a lot of time and energy on it. I was still uneducated on things. So I actually didn't know how to keep the money.
Wow.
Like, I kept on spending on things like materialistic things to impress other people. And I know that a lot of times we do this in our lives. I'm not the only one. Most people live their life trying to live a fake life.
Wow.
Meaning they're impressing everybody else. And what happens is they lose control over their finances by trying to please someone else.
Wow.
Okay, that's one of the biggest ways that you're going to lose control, actually. And like, just coming from me, I was in the finance world. I paid $25,000 in investment in myself just to learn from a mentor for this, exactly what we're talking about. So everything that we talk about, by the way, we have done ourselves. We've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars into ourselves just in the last couple of years alone, by the way.
Yes.
We have spent pretty much our whole, like a lot, not our whole life, but after the age of 18, we started getting into investing into ourselves even heavier and heavier.
Right.
And if you look at successful actions of successful people, this is one of the things that they do. And by the way, only 1% of people even know that this is a thing. So now that you know this, what are you going to do? Okay.
Exactly. Love that.
Like, how are you going to invest in yourself? Okay. And every single Sunday, like Miriam mentioned, I hold you accountable in a group, and then you're able to ask me Q&A live.
Anything.
Anything. Okay. So you're able to get past these barriers faster. And then on top of that, every single day, I'm holding you accountable.
100%.
Meaning you're gonna have Alex in your ear, in your phone every single day.
365 days.
Yes.
Exactly.
And it's clearandconquer.com/store for anyone that wants to do it. Like I said, you can reach out to us, but we really want you to be able to accelerate as fast as we have. And we're just telling you the way that we have done it. And we're helping you gain the clarity and conquer your personal life in every area of life.
I just remembered something John
Sure.
Maxwell said, like about self-investment. Maybe we need to talk about, maybe this could be a topic in June about self-development. Your level of success will never exceed your level of self-development. You invest this much in yourself, this is your success. You invest this much in yourself, this is your success.
Wow.
You invest this much in yourself, this is your success. And many people don't understand that. And self-development doesn't mean reading books. I've been reading books since I was 4. My dad had this huge library in our house in Umul, and I was reading books, but I was not applying. I was reading books. I had a lot of knowledge, but I didn't know how to apply. It is when I started investing heavier. What did I do? Going to conferences, events, summits, investing it to be mentored by my mentor, being in a specific exclusive masterminds, doing all that enriched my experience, gave me more self-confidence. Why? Because I'm doing something a lot of people don't want to do. People don't want to spend money on educating themselves. It's free content, Miriam. We can learn about our purpose. We can go to YouTube. Great, you've been doing it for 10 years. What's your purpose? You didn't find it because you were just watching something. Maybe you have the knowledge about it, but you didn't put time. So you didn't put energy. You didn't put an effort, and you didn't put the money. And I promise you, every time I would invest something with my own money, something will happen. So many people think, oh my God, you must be get sponsored from your job. Nobody sponsored me. I pay for my tickets, I pay for my meals, I pay for my hotels, and I pay for my events and conferences that I was going to. Because I saw the value in Miriam. The law of the mirror, one of the 15 laws of growth by John C. Maxwell. It says that, oh my God, what was it? See value in yourself. Okay. To invest in yourself, you have to see value in yourself. If you don't see value in yourself, if you don't see value in who you are as a spiritual being, as a soul, if you don't see value in you, you will not invest in you. You'll even think, why do I have to do that? And self-investment has nothing to do with your physical body. Self-investment has to do with your soul. Self-development has to do with your spirituality, not with your physical body. Knowledge has to do with your spiritual condition. The more you know, the more enlightened you become, the more you can help someone else. That's why we say, always Alex and I will say, when you invest in yourself, not only you get better, the whole humanity, not only you get better, your family gets better, your community gets better, and as a result, the whole of mankind gets better. And spiritually, you're going to be more content, and you'll even strengthen your relationship with God.
Yeah.
God first.
Yeah, and here's the thing, God first. Stop being so stingy on your dreams, okay? This is the last thing I want to say. If you're stingy on your dreams will never happen.
Right.
It's that simple.
Right.
If you're not putting time, money, and energy into your dreams aren't going to happen, okay?
Exactly.
So stop being stingy on your dreams. And I don't know if you have anything else to add.
The last thing I want to say to you guys, invest in yourself. Learn about financial literacy. You have to learn about it. We are coming into times that you will have no other option but to actually go ahead and learn about it. It's a crucial times, guys, right now. It is a very important knowledge, and there will be a time you guys will be looking for us, but we will not be available for this. I promise you this. I promise you. Things will happen. We're getting busier by the day. Like there is we actually wake up super early this morning to actually run events in the Middle East, and our schedules will be filled up. So if there's anything we can help you with, we would like to help you with that. The last thing I would like to share: confront your finances today, not tomorrow. Right now, go ahead and look how much money you have. Plan your revenues for it. Plan how you can actually deal with the cost and educate yourself. And if you need anything, let us know. It's whether you can do it on your own, which you can, or you can go ahead and help us. We're going to help you accelerate this.
Yeah.
Anything else that's stupid?
No, every single Tuesday is the last thing I would like to add, actually. As every single Tuesday, we come live here. So just join us every Tuesday. It's clearandconquer.com/live. And you get some the email reminders so we can remind you to join us so you can expand your education. This is one form of investing. It's a great way because you're learning from us. You get us. You get Clear and Conquer.
Yeah.
And you're going to move faster in your life so you can flourish and prosper.
Let's go, guys. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And a shout out to Purple Circle, our friend Wi-Fi. Clear and Conquer Life is powered by his amazing company, Purple Circle. Thank you, William, for always taking care of us every single Tuesday. Take care of everyone. Thank you so much.
See you, everybody.
Bye. See you next week.